Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. So, today we are about to do some Codeforces questions. Um, question or maybe questions, I don't know, but let's see um, how much we are able to do. Um, let's start off with the first problem that we have, which is watermelon. So, first we'll have to understand the question. So, let's say, um, if you're here, just drop a hi. And if you have any questions, please do let me know on the live chat. So let's start. I hope the audio is fine. So let's start off. So this question says, one hot summer day, Pete and his friend Billy decided to buy a watermelon. Okay. They chose the biggest and the ripest one. In their opinion, after that the watermelon has weighed, okay, and the scale showed W kilos. All right. They rushed home, dying of thirst, okay, and decided to divide the berry. However, they faced a hard problem. Pete and Billy are great fans of even numbers, okay. That's why they want to divide the watermelon in a such a way that each of the two parts, each of the two parts weighs even number of kilos. Okay, all right. At the same time, it is not obligatory that the parts are equal. Okay. The boys are extremely tired and want to start their meal as soon as possible. That's why you should help them find out if they can divide the watermelon in a way they want. Okay, for sure, each of them should get a part of of positive weight. Each of them should get a part of positive weight. Okay. So here's the input. The first and the only input line contains integer number W that ranges from 1 to 100 and the weight of the watermelon bought by the boys. Okay. Print yes if the boys can divide the watermelon in two parts, each of them weighing even number of kilos. No in the opposite case. All right. So, for example, the boys can divide the watermelon into two parts of 2 and 6 kilos respectively. Another variant, two parts of 4 and 4 kilos. All right. So, I think the question is quite straightforward here. Huh. So, the condition is that they want to divide the watermelon in such a way that each of the two parts each of the two parts weighs even number of kilos, right? So it can be like, you know, 2 and 4, it can be 2 and 6, right? Like that. It is not obligatory that the parts are equal. It doesn't have to be equal, but it has to be, when divided, it has to give even number of kilos. All right. Um, Print yes if the boys can divide the watermelon into two parts, each of them weighing even number of kilos. No in the opposite case. So, for example, let's look at a few cases, right? So, if there was, for example, um, it can contain one, right? So, so if it is one, obviously they can't divide that both into even number of kilos, right? So this case, it is definitely not possible. If it is two, it is still not possible because when you divide, it is going to be one and one, right? So these both are odd, of course. So this is also not possible. If it is three, if it is three, then again it can only be divided into two and one. Again, it is not possible. How about four? Four, yes, it is possible, right? Um, can be divided into two and two, both are even. So four is possible. So this is also not possible. Okay. So let's do up till 10 and let's see if you're able to see some pattern over here, right? Let's see. All right. So after 4, we have 5. What about 5? 5, we can divide it as, no, we can't divide it as even number of kilos, right? Can only be divided as 2 and 3, but that's 3 is not even, so that is not possible. 6, yes, that can be done. Can be 2 and 4, right? 2 and 4. What about 7? 7, 7, no, right? It's not possible to do 7, right? Okay, first of all, let's look at something here, right? Do you see that odd numbers automatically they are rejected here? Odd numbers is definitely not possible, right? See, odd numbers is not possible to divide it that way. Uh, yeah, so that's an issue there. Okay. Uh, again, now with 7, definitely not possible. It's how can you divide 7? Both, which makes both resulting numbers even. It's not possible, right? Um, it can only be done as 3 and 4. No other combinations is possible, right? What about 8? 8? Yeah, it is possible. 9? No, it's not possible. Is it possible with 9? Definitely not possible, right? It can be done maybe like 5 and 4, but 5 is not even, so this is also not possible. So do you see only we can do this thing with even numbers? It's only possible with even numbers. Even when you go with 10, right? If you do with 10, if you do it with 10, then you get 5 and 5, 5 and 5. But then you can also do 6 and 4, right? So 10 is also possible. So this thing is only possible with even numbers. That is for sure, I think, right? Because all these are even numbers. 7 is not possible. 8 is obviously possible. We can do 4, 4, right? 4 and 4 we can do. So 8 is also possible. Um, 1 is not possible. 1 is odd. This is probably the edge case here, I would say. 2. 2 is an even number, but it's not possible to do with 2. So you have to handle this. And yeah, I think This pattern keeps repeating, right? If you just keep doing it, it's going to be the same thing, right? Up till 100. What about 100? 100 also we can divide it, right? If you take 100, can be done as 60 and 40. Both are even. So 100 also can be done. So yeah, I don't think there are any more edge cases. Here only 2 is the edge case, right? So yeah, so I think that's good. What about 50? Even 50 can be done, right? What about 50? How would you split 50? Probably 20 and 30, right? So all numbers can be done, right? All even numbers can be done, right? But except for 2, that is probably the edge case that we have to handle. Odd numbers are automatically rejected, so all odd numbers are rejected. So that's probably the solution that we have to do. So they have to code this now. I hope you understood what we have to do here. I don't know where is the chat. Let me pull up the chat if possible. If you're here, please do let me know. I hope the audio is fine. Um, Hopefully the audio is okay. We're just solving some Codeforces questions, so let's see. Um, let's go to the solution here. Submit. Let's try to code the solution. Um, all right. So let's just try to code the solution. In the meantime, I'm just going to check if the audio is fine. Uh, I think we're good, right? Hopefully we're good. Yeah, looks like we're fine. We're doing good, right? Okay. So let me just try to code the solution. What was the problem number? 4A, all right. Problem code is 4A. Compiler. Okay, I'll just select this. All right, so let me just try to start writing the code. Hash include IOStream. Hash include IOStream, and then using namespace std in the main. So what is the first thing we have to check? We have to check if it is um where is the question? Just lost the question. Let me just pull up the question again. Okay, there it is. So first we have to check if it is odd, then automatically we have to print no, right? So let's do that first. If okay, let me just check here. Input line, okay. Let's get the input first. So let's do get line and read the input first. Right. Um, Inside the main, let's take. Just give me a second. Meantime, let me just check if there is somebody in the live chat. If you ask any questions, um, I can just try to answer them. Um, Welcome to the stream. If you've just joined, all right. Do you have any questions? Please do let me know. Hello, everybody. By the way, okay. So let's continue. So first, we have to declare the variable int x, and then obviously we have to read the input, right? So cin and then x to read the input. And first, what do you have to check? You have to check if it is odd, right? If it is odd, then automatically it is no, right? So let's check that first. So if x, how can we say that? Modulo, if x modulo 2 equal to not equal to 0, not equal to 0, or let's just say if it is even, right? Um, or maybe even first we can just handle the edge case, which is 2, then automatically then it becomes C out. We just have to say no. 2 is the edge case here, and then after that else if the next condition is that if it is even, then we have to print yes, right? So x modulo 2 equal to 0. This is the condition for even, right? That means C out yes, and then after that After that, we just say, now we don't have to check anything out of this. Then if both these conditions are false, then it goes ahead and prints C out, C out. No, right? That's it. So that's all. And then obviously can return 0. So that's it. I think that's hopefully correct. I think I've not made any syntax issues, syntax errors. Um, yeah, I think we are good. Let's just see if we get the, yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm just going to run, submit. Let's see what happens. It says wrong answer on test one. Let's see what happened here. Uh, how can I check it? How to check? Uh, yes, no output. For 8, I got yes, no. How did it happen? Let me check this. So x modulo 2 equal to 0. Okay, then just let's just put it in another else statement, right? Let me just go here, submit. Where did it go now? Where is the status? Not here, right? Okay. So let me just, what happened? Okay. So let me just do it again here. Just only paste this 4a. I'm going to just say else here. Put it in an else statement itself, an else block itself, just to be on the safer side. Huh, okay, now let's see. Hopefully it's fine now. All right. Hopefully we are good now. Let's see. Submit. Okay. It's running test one. Compilation error. Missing terminating character. Okay, I just missed the. Probably I should check on my editor first. This is not good. Okay, anyway. Let me just go here. Get this. Only those errors, right? In function, expected primary expression before. So that is there too. Let me check that. Probably I'll just check it using my compiler first. Otherwise, yeah. Let me just create maybe say c1.cdp, and then I'll have to wait some time. Okay, let me paste this here. All right. Uh, so what happened here? Main function. Okay. Probably need another bracket here. Okay. Or after this. First, I'll have to close this. That's one thing. All right. What is this extra brackets? We are good now, I guess. Let me save this and check. C1 compile. Hopefully it compiles now. Yes, it does. C1. Okay. I think it is asking for input now. Let's give maybe 8. It says 8. Yes, so that's, I think it works now. So let's do try again. Maybe give an odd number. First, let's check 2 itself. Yeah, no, that is good. Then maybe give an odd number 7. No, that is good. Okay. So let me just copy this and paste it over there. So this time it should work. Submit. Paste it here. 4A. All right. Submit. Hopefully it works this time. So yeah, I think it got accepted. So finally we got it. Yeah, I hope you got the solution. It's quite straightforward. That was our first Codeforces problem as well, I think. So yeah, let us try solving the next one as well, probably, if possible. Um, should we solve this too? Maybe. Or should we do it another day? Maybe we can solve this question as well. Another question, and then we can just end it. Right. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please do let me know. So, yeah, let's try to understand this question as well. So, there is multiple inputs over here. So, we need to take care of that as well. Let's see. It says way too long words. Okay. Sometimes some words like localization or internationalization, okay, are so long that writing them many times in one text is quite tiresome. Okay, let's consider a word too long. If its length is strictly more than 10 characters. Okay, all right. So if it is more than 10 characters, length is more than 10 characters, then it is too long. All right. All too long words should be replaced with a special abbreviation. This abbreviation is made like this. We write down the first and the last letter of a word, and between them, we write the number of letters between the first and the last letters. Okay, let's see how that is done. That number is in decimal system and doesn't contain any leading zeros. Thus, localization will be spelled as 110N and internationalization will be spelled as I18N. Okay, so let's see how this works. Uh, this is, what is this? 110 or L10N? I think this is L10N. Okay, so localization is L10N and internationalization will be spelled as I18N. Okay, all right. What is 18? What is this 10 and 18? Okay, the number of letters between the first and the last letter. So this 10 letters, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Here there is 18 in between I and N, right? So that is there. Okay. Huh, all right. You are suggested to automatize the process of changing the words with abbreviations at that all too long words should be replaced by the abbreviation and the words that are not too long should not undergo any changes. So, okay, let's try this. So this is the input given. The first line contains integer n, uh, which specifies the number of uh, inputs, I guess. Right. All right. Each of the following n lines contain one word. Okay. All the words consist of lowercase Latin letters and possess the length from 1 to 100. Print n lines. Okay, this should be the output. The ith line should contain the result of replacing the ith word from the input data. Huh, okay, all right. This is a good question. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So what they're saying is, first let's look at the edge cases and then we can look at the other things. So here, what are they trying to say? Okay, give me a second. All right. So now, oh, let's write it here. So this, okay, I'll write it here now. Huh, all right. So first, what do we have to check? Um, if let's remove this. We don't need this anymore. Okay. So here, if it is more than 10 characters, we don't have to do anything, right? I mean, if it is less than 10 characters, we don't have to do anything, right? So first, if we have to check that if size, right? size, that is length. Length is, if length is less than 10, length is less than 10, we don't have to do anything, right? Print it as it is, right? Print the input as it is, right? Whatever it is, right? Print the input as it is. So if it is less than 10, print the input as it is. And only if it is greater than 10, we have to do something, right? So if L is greater than 10, if L is or even equal to 10, right? If L is greater than or equal to 10, only then we have to do this, right? Uh, so we have to do this. What do we have to do? Um, Let me see. How can we try this? Okay. So first, if you have to keep the first and last character as it is, right? So okay, we have to count from this, that is from the, how can we say? Okay, we can count, we have to count from the second character, second character. The total number of, the total length is n, right? The total length is n. Consider the total length to be n, right? And if the first character is, the first character is this, yeah, I don't have to change anything. Alright, the last character would be what? The last character would be uh, n minus, suppose if total character is 10, total characters are 10, the last character would be n minus 1, right? But then we don't have to look at till the last. We have to go for the second last. So we'll do zero based indexing. So it's got to be n minus 2. We have to check go up till n minus 2. N minus 2. Okay. Um, so we have to go from the second character up till n minus 2. Okay. All right. So that is good. And then we have to count all the characters from I to at index to, or we can't. Okay. Do we really have to convert this into characters? No, right? Maybe if we have to convert, then uh, I don't know if we have to do that. Still possible without it, right? Let's try. We have to convert characters, convert the string to characters. If we uh, if we do have to uh, we have to count the number of elements, number characters in between, in between, not required. Okay, in C++, plus plus. Let's see, not required, right? Hmm. So how to do this? Then start and P. Count how many P's are between index 1 and index 7. Okay, but this checks for P. Let's see. If we get the count, right? Um, After that, we also have to use that and then print that along with the. So probably we are have to do some concatenation, right? Okay. Hmm. So let's try that. So let's write some code without writing the code. We won't get to know. Let's try to write the code. Uh, okay, let me just go to my editor. Uh, Just going to create another one. C2, C2.cpp. All right. Now I use stream. I'll also need this here. Hash include string and hash include algorithm, I guess. Or where is it? Uh, if you just want the total number of elements between 1 and n minus 2, excluding the boundaries themselves, use this direct math formula. Yeah, I can use this. N minus 2 minus 1 minus 1. Okay. So end index minus start index minus 1. Okay, all right. Because that is all we need, right? That's why I don't have to do anything else here. That's the thing. Because all we need is the count. So we can just use this, I think. right? I don't need anything else. We can just concatenate count with the first character and the last character. So that is possible. Can probably just do this then. Uh, what happened? You know, this. Okay. All right. So let me just start writing. And main using namespace. By the way, I hope the stream is good. Let me see if there is someone in the chat. Oh, the audio. The audio is fine, right? Or is there an issue with the audio? Hopefully, the audio is fine too. Please confirm if you can hear me. Can hear me, right? Right? I think we are good. Okay, all right. Let's just continue then. So here, main, I'm just going into main. Uh, and then let's initialize count. Let's initialize count. We have not initialized n though, but then they have also given n as you can see here. Uh, they also given this should be n. First line contains the integer n. That is each of the following n line contain one word. Okay. So let's not use n. Instead, we'll use something else. So n, what I'm referring to is the size. I can just say size itself instead. So maybe I can say mm, probably okay. str dot size. str dot size. We have to get the input str as well, by the way. So let me just get the input. It is in the second line. That is the catch, right? It's not in the first line, but let's do it this way first. So I'm going to do string str, and then cin str. Okay, read the string. All right, then str dot size -2. So far so good. Okay. Of course, this assumes that there is no n, right? I'm not doing this for n number of words. First, I'm trying to do it for just one single word. Okay. So let's try it first that way. Then we can do it for n words. So first, okay, this is done. It reads the string. Uh, count is declared. Okay. Now let me see. First, what do we have to check? If n is less than, that is str dot size, right? Str dot size is less than 10. Um, Strictly more than 10 characters, right? So if it is less than 10, then I will just say cout str itself, right? Else, else I can say, do we have to check else if? No, right? Not required. Else, um, let me just say else count. You have to concatenate with the count, right? So how can we do that? We have to get the element at the first index. Okay. So here at the first index. Huh, how can we get that? Uh, Dot add maybe how to get the element at the first index. We need a for loop, do we? Is it possible to do it without a for loop? Is it possible to retrieve the element at the first and last index without for loop? Without a for loop? We can do dot front and dot back, apparently. Okay, not bad. Car first is text dot front and text dot back. Okay, so then you have to define those here too, right? Let's say car first equal to str dot front and str dot back. Car last str dot back, right? Yeah, so that's good. Now we have to concatenate. So cout, what does it have to print? It has to print um it has to print first and then concatenate that with, so let's say plus first plus count plus, I hope this works, I'm not sure, but let's see, last. Okay, looks good. Okay, so let's try running this. Good enough for now. Let's see, return 0. Okay, looks good for now. Let's see what we get after running. Okay, C2, let's change it to C2. Compiles at least. Okay. Hopefully it gives a correct answer as well. So it's asking for an input. Um, Let me just first, okay, give something that's greater than size 10. Okay. Um, okay, there are some test cases over here given. Let's just copy from that itself. Okay, let's copy this test case. All right. Okay, copy and then paste it over here. 268. How does it print 268? Not very sure. How is it 268? I'm just trying to think of this. STR size -2 -1 -1. Let's see. Probably something wrong with the count here. So size -2. Let me first check. It has to actually print P43S, right? So let's see. Count STR size -2 -1. Car first, okay. First plus count. This just adds it all, I think, probably. Let me just retrieve count first. Let me just see if I'm able to get the correct count, and then we can think about the concatenation part. If the count itself is wrong, then makes no sense. 41, that's correct, is it? We should get 43. So there is something wrong with the formula that we have applied here. Formula is correct. I mean, the formula here is correct. General formula is correct. The end index and the start index is probably wrong that we have taken. End index is, I think, I should take it as n minus 1 probably. So here probably it is -1. Start index. Okay. I think here if you see, okay, let's probably put it as -1 and that is going to be the same, right? So it's giving me 41, that's the issue. What if we put -1? Uh, let's check for once. It has to start counting from the second, so it's the second index. And it has to go up till is it just n minus 1 then? Probably it goes up till n minus 1 only. Or is it n minus 2? Probably goes up till only n minus 1, right? Alright, let's do n minus 1. Let's try with this. Now we get 42, which is also wrong. We have to get 43. Something wrong here. Let's check here. Indices 0 to 6. Characters in between. Index 1. Let's check. Says length 7 over here. What does it return this? What does it return over here? And 7, okay. Indices 0 to 6. Are the indices 2, 3, and 4? 2, 3, and 4. Oh, okay. So probably we also need 1, right? We are not including 1. So the formula changes. If we need 1 as well, then it has got to be n minus 1. And we also need, I mean, this is the end index. The first is the end index. So here, okay, if we need 1, then it has to be minus 0 then, which is the start index, right? And this has to be, we also need 5, right? So that has to be n minus 1 because we also need 5. So n minus 1 minus 0 should be the correct formula, I think. Because over here it is in between 1 and 5, but we need in between 0th index and the last index. So it has to be n minus 1 minus 0, right? So let's say n minus 1 minus 0 over here. It's all right if you don't mention that as well, but for our understanding, let's just put it there. Now, what do we get as the output? 43 is correct. We get the output 43. All right. So part of our problem is done. Okay. Now we have to also concatenate, right? We have to also concatenate this 43 along with, okay, along with this first and last. Huh, that is the count. Count is 43, right? So concatenate this, right? So let's try this. Concatenation, concatenation, plus plus. Let me just go through that. First, first space literal, and then the second. Okay. So that's how we can do it, right? Uh, okay. So see out. We have to use the plus operator, right? Okay. So first plus, but earlier it didn't return anything, so that's the thing. First, last. Huh. Let's try without this and see if we are getting the concatenation. So it's probably, it could be something to do with this being of two types, right? Okay, not there. Okay, I didn't save it, so let me just save it. Real loss of significance. What is this? What is this? I don't get that. Let's, very interesting. Let's just copy this and see what that means. Total loss of significance. Partial loss of significance. Mathematical error. Okay. Do we have to add some header that we did miss? Okay, I think we have to add the string header as well. We forgot that. Hash include string. Forgot the string header. Okay, that's fine. Let's try again. Oh my god. I just put the same thing here. Let me just copy. Let me just copy from here instead. Let's copy from here. Again says the same thing. Okay, let me just, let's try it again now. Okay, there is something else here. Some other issue going on. What is the problem here? Hmm, let me do it without this. Oh, okay. Does it print 227 now? I don't get that. First plus last prints as 227. Why is that the case? Uh, I think it's just printing the, it's just printing. I don't understand what's going on here. Let's just copy this and before that, let's also do this. Okay. All right. And now I'll also do here. So I know I'm very close to the answer, but there is something small that I'm missing. And also, so let me just fix it quickly. I'm running short on time. Something small that I'm missing over here. Output everything individually. No, I have to concatenate it. No, I have to concatenate them. Okay. output everything individually. Is that good enough? Let me see. Right. Oh, finally, we got the answer now. I think this is good enough, right? Then we don't need to concatenate apparently. I thought we had to concatenate. Okay, anyway. So that works. All right. So this is part of the solution for this question. Let's do the rest in another live stream. I hope you enjoyed watching. Uh, so yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Otherwise, I'll just end the stream. So yeah, if you don't have any questions, I'll just end the stream right now. So yeah, all right. So I hope you all enjoyed watching. And if you did, please do consider subscribing to the channel and also share it with your friends if you think they might also like it. And yeah, meet you in the next live stream. Until then, see you and bye.